and greet my people. Good morning. Good morning to me. It's 10 a.m. where I am. It is 71 degrees here in northern Florida. Anyway, welcome, and welcome back. This is Art to the Round Table. My name is Mello, and we're just going to keep finishing up this poster, this faux book cover. And we're going to get to it. I'm actually going to start. I'm going to let you guys know. Yeah, I'll show you. This is the same palette that I was using last week. It's a little dry, and I think it's safe now to go ahead and just throw this out. I think I didn't go nuts with the color mixing, so I think it's safe to say that so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a bit mumble mouth because it is early, but that's okay. But yeah, it's time to get to work. You know what I'm saying? There's so many good things. There's so many things that's had going on in the background in my life, in my career, in my life, and I can only say glory to God. Honestly, He is in control. He's making things happen. And even though I don't see everything or feel everything, I know it's happening. The tasteful thickness. Yes, indeed. Madonna did play Breathless Mahoney in that movie. How are you? I did not use Madonna as a reference for this picture, for this painting. I didn't use Warren Beatty either. I only used Al Pacino for that caricature. All right, let me take care of my brushes real quick. Still the same dirty water. I think I took care of it enough that it shouldn't be too gross. Ew. Yeah, brother. That's okay. That's my dirty. That's my clean-ish. My brushes seem to be okay. Alright, you know what? We're moving and grooving. I'm going to move that up here. Tasteful thickness. I don't know if you're watching on your phone or not, but if you're able to, you can check out that link on the first chat there. Al Cappuccino, yes. And you can see my whole table. You can see my palette. That's if you can. If you can't, I appreciate you hanging out with me in the vertical chat. Alright, I'm really going to work on the background today, and I'm going to add some more color for her. She's really washed out. This paper is treated with smooth gesso, so there's no tooth to it. And painting with gouache on this has been kind of tricky and challenging and rewarding all at the same time. So I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm going to put some love on that. See how that goes. But I'm mainly going to be working on the background. I'm going to remove some of the shine with some black gouache. Some blue here. He is going to have partial regular skin tone and some blue here to counter Dick Tracy's orange highlights. So, a swig of the juice. Fresh bean juice. Coffee bean, that is. Man, it is warm now. So let's do that. These are my Artezas. I'm kind of messy with these. I got rid of all the holders. It's just, who cares? I want to use these as much as possible. Where is it? I'm going to put a little bit of that blue And maybe some of this blue here. I'll mix them together. And I'm going to use some of this on his face when I'm ready to do that. I'm just really curious how this is going to blend. When I have a different type of paper, I can blend really well by constantly moistening the brush. I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have that luxury because there's no tooth here. Let's see. Let's just get going, right? You don't want to hear nothing about, you don't want to hear that. You want to see some painting. What is this, man? That's right. This thing is stuck in there. This is the only one in the whole packet that has this weird. Ooh. That is an amazing question. Hold on. Let me. Do I think pencil artists are going to have AI color their sketches for comics and products in the future, and that it would remove an entire employment sphere? Do I think? It's possible that it's already happening now. It's 100% happening. Possible that it's happening now. AI has been. That thing has been in the center of a lot of conversations lately. Just even in casual talk with friends and family of mine, and other artists. All I can say is this. There's too much to worry about now as an artist. We have to be ready for everything. And it's this industry, I don't care what people say. I know there's an amazing community. I'm trying to build an accepting community as myself. But everybody's out is competing with each other. But okay, that's going to be a side story. Let me see what you just said. I mean, in an accepted way, though, where all of Twitter won't have pitchforks. I think to join Twitter, to log in and sign up, you have to have a pitchfork. And yeah, kids today are going to have a different view. You know why? Because they already use AI and everything. And it's funny, it's cool, it's cute. You know, they're putting themselves... Listen, I'm not even that far away. I'm in my 40s. The other day, I took a picture of me and my nephew and put it through the AI, the Meta... what is it? Not Facebook. Instagram? Well, I guess it's Facebook. To have us moving and dancing. And it's in that. And I don't feel guilty for doing it, first of all. That doesn't matter to me. Now, when it comes to art, as a it's already there. We're already competing with people that use AI in their work, in commercial work. That's a fact. There's already a bunch of other artists that are doing this type of piece. They may not even be penciling it. They may not be penciling it, inking it, or painting it. So I have a creative upper hand, right? and I can, hang my hat on that and be proud. But in this world where everything is commerce, everything is money, everything is, I may be proud, but your boy is broke. It's a hard pill to swallow. So I can't think of that. Let's go here. It's a distraction. Because what I don't want is these artists, myself, and older artists, to give up because of it. What's the point? What's the point? I hate that. I don't want that to ever show up. What's the point of me doing this if some other, and we can cuss, some other whatever is already making money off of it. He's taking money off my table, and then it becomes personal. Then we become hateful. They're using a tool that the industry put in front of them. We was okay when, were we? How okay were we when Adobe put AI in their software to allow for generative backgrounds, extending your backgrounds? I know I'm kind of like playing a little bit of devil's advocate on both sides. But as I paint this, I can't think about those other people, those other artists that do it. And it's there. We can sit here and shake our fists into the clouds, and eventually it'll be a group of people like myself going, back in my day. See, that's kind of cool. You use AI to change and upscale old movie posters for my film. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, and saying that, do I have any right to go and criticize you? You have no soul, sir. No, why? Why? It's a tool. It's a tool. When does the tool end and the artist begin? That depends on the artist, right? Okay, so it's kind of a stupid answer. But it isn't, right? Because it depends. Then you stop becoming an artist if that tool becomes your only source of creativity. The prompt. I've had some discussions with other artists about Pinterest. We talk about Pinterest a lot. Pinterest used to be great for references, and it still is. And when I was doing research for this particular painting, I used Pinterest. You know how many images in there are AI? Now, if I use one of those images because I like the composition, because I like the color, does that change? But I'm still drawing, and I'm still inking, I'm still painting. Then now we're criticizing what we use as reference. We always say that a person that does collage art, all they're doing is cutting and pasting images from magazines or whatever. Those who only use or only draw ever celebrities, are they any less of an artist because they use those type of references? We never criticize them. They don't always say thank you or give props to where they got the stuff. I used Al Pacino's face from a scene directly from the movie. I didn't give Warren Beatty props. I didn't give uh, the lighting department or anything. Or the makeup artist. Who was it? Rick Baker, maybe? I can't remember who the makeup artist was, or the prosthetic people. But other people and other artists don't think twice. Good gravy, brother. The tasteful thickness woke up and chose violence with the questions. I love it. You think a lot of the negativity is about artists feeling threatened, right or wrong? It seems very emotional, right? It definitely is. I don't think they are really concerned about. Ah, dude. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know. That part is really interesting. The environmental warriors, and they have a right to listen. This is a free country. They have a right to voice their concern about it as well. Um, but these are the same people that gave Oppenheimer Oscars for their black hole effect that burned and melted down computers and computer chips. The amount of heat that generated from those. Where was the outrage? Where was Greta? There's people that pick and choose the argument, right? There's those that pick and choose the stealing. It steals. Artists all steal. Every artist steals. So that argument, I don't really pay attention to it. And most of the people complaining about that it steals aren't really that good. That's a terrible thing to say. I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I think that if there wasn't such a heavy blowback everywhere when it comes up, more artists would be not only open to use it, but more honest about using it. If I was to take this picture, finish it, and it goes, man, this damn thing looks bland to me, and I upload it to an AI, not to generally create something different, but to say, hey, can you gray tone this, put a little something something on it? I want to see what it looks like. Is that bad? To see what a vision of this would be in a different eye? It questions my creativity if I'm having a block. I don't know. Yeah, man. I don't know, brother. Or sister. I I don't know. But it comes up a lot, that conversation, and it people justify it in certain ways. Um, because we forget all the other things that uses AI for us, that we openly use and are so proud of. Writers are caught using AI. The prompt is literally inside the page of the book. Now that is... Oh. Is that right? You know what's funny? It's interesting you say that. I'm not going to bring up the gentleman. But I'm constantly looking online for... I love pulp art. As you can tell, this is my jam. And I just finished... I buy a lot of Well, I've recently bought books on pulp covers of the 50s and 60s. I don't have anything. Give me a second. I'm gonna show it because I need it. So this is the type of stuff that I love all this stuff anyways, but recently I've been putting a lot of effort into kind of like studying and brushstrokes and all that stuff, right? Mort Kunstler's The Godfather of Pulp illustration. That's a way to sell your book. A lot of men's magazine, men's books, that type of stuff. Pulp art from, this type of stuff. I love this stuff. The Shadow. Doc Samson, those paintings, I love that stuff, and I'm trying to, with this picture, emulate. Shoot, I should have stole that hand. Should have stole that gun hand. I'm gonna keep that close. I might use that for the for his gun there, because I drew a very terrible gun. Oh, look at that one. Anyway. That's my jam. That's what I study this, and I study comic book art. Anyway, I'm going online. I'm in YouTube. Not YouTube, sorry. I'm on Amazon. Just looking for stuff. I'm constantly looking for books or cheap books or anything that I can use. Like that one, that last book was like $16. And it's just no words, just 60 reproductions of old pulp. Those are priceless to me. One of them I already said I'm going to steal. One of them I would love to recreate. But anyway, what I'm looking for, that there's an artist, there's a writer. I don't know, he might be writing, but he has several books out, and it has to do with comic book characters that are in the public domain. And I'm like, that's a really cool idea. Characters already established. You can breathe life into that era and put your own stories in. Every cover of those books that he had were AI generated. So then it goes, they didn't even write those. So the old Hardy Boys book. Yeah, like that's the type of stuff that drew my mind. I know I can't draw. I mean, like Frazetta, I would love to. I might do something like that. My style is too different, so I'm constantly trying to develop that look, or my own look, I should say. Oh no! I'm gonna have to poop. You may not see it, but I put a schmitz. All right. But thank you. I take that as a compliment, because that's exactly the style that I'm looking for, and that's the kind of nostalgic, emotional pull that I'm trying to go for. Not in everything that I do, not really, but when it comes to something like this, I'm imagining that this is the style that it would look, that they would have on a cover. So yeah, I'll show you something that's a little bit more noir, more darker, but it's superhero inspired. It has a Daredevil and the Punisher. Not together, they're separate, but see, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to put black But yeah, that is the goal. The goal is to have that nostalgic pull to these. It gives it a weird timelessness. I think. Yeah, brother. I can't wait for that. It looks good. I just saw the latest trailer to Spider-Man Noir or Spider Noir, and I love it already. I have a. I was gonna show. I was gonna do a drawing, ink, and painting of that character in real time, and I was going to share the reference on the screen so that if anybody was interested, they could draw with me. But this is a more contemporary version of my style here. But it's very, I got water around me, so I don't want to. I'm trying to tell two different stories here. But it's still smoky, still noir-ish. But I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to do this type of a dark look for these characters. They're completely different. And here's my Punisher. This one's a little bit more dark. I'll do it this way. I don't know if you can see the whole thing. So yeah, for the Spider-Man Noir, I was going to share the whole process and see if anybody wants to draw with me. I think it'll be cool. Yeah. Are you going to watch the series in black and white or in what they call true hue? Or are you going to watch it in color? I don't know which one. I'm curious. Because if they're going to spend so much money on special effects, you got to see it. This thing's really smooth, so I have to attempt to add texture by allowing the bristles to break up on some of these, meaning split and give varied lines. I wasn't supposed to get in on Dick Tracy's face there, but that is life. I think the background's okay. I don't know. I love the matte feel, the matte look to it. I'm gonna have to put some more here. See how shiny that smooth gesso left the paper? That's gonna bother me. But yeah, we chilling. I'm trying to Hey, I'm glad you swapped over. Thank you. I wanted to figure out something with the suit. Cause it's not just a leotard. I think I think he has a specialized suit. If I have a No, I can't have another. Thank you, baby. So I made it look kind of like Kevlar-esque. And I'll grab it up again. It's such a big painting. I'm gonna have to add a little bit more light here because it looks like now Dick Tracy's rocking a unibrow. And that's why I shouldn't have been drawing his face in the first place. Where am I? Kind of lost track of myself here. All right. Yeah, put it back up. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was messing around with textures, and this is a technique that I use to do on concrete, on stone. Do I have anything near me that I can show? Anyway, I probably don't. I might have something over here. I got something I can show you. So I wanted to seem that way, which is why he's so thick. Tastefully thick. You see that? This I'm actually pretty proud of. This is I have a consignment agreement that with a local comic book store that just fell through in a good way. So I have to and I just finished sealing it with because it's gouache, and gouache is always active. It's always alive. If I drop water on it, it'll get ruined, and the paint will reactivate. So I had another Spider-Man painting that I was going to do, but I'm going to do this one instead. So this one's going to go with that Daredevil one that I showed earlier, and that Punisher is going to go up for sale at that local comic book store, and I'll post that up for any Floridians who are interested in getting some original art from Art to the Round Table, from myself, from Mello. That's me. Hey, how you doing? Give me a second, I'll show you the other one. This was the original one. This was going to be part of that series, but I am putting this up for auction to help a fellow YouTuber by the name of Shadowhawk. Go check out his channel. He's going to be auctioning a bunch of amazing art May 9th. So if I'll see if I can get his information and post it up there, or you can check it out on YouTube. But yeah, all in gouache, ready to go. So if you want an opportunity to go and buy this, anybody out there interested, check out Shadowhawk's page May 9th for the auction. So I'm going to try to maintain this type of cool comic bookiness with this image. This was originally going to be my Spider-Man Noir painting, but I found an amazing reference that's gonna be great. Spooter. So yeah, man, I got some cool stuff that I'm gonna be doing for the next couple weeks. I'm gonna be trying to pump out as much of this artwork as humanly possible. Got 2 or 3 more pieces to do. I think it was this color. I'm going to put some tone on her. Keep her light. I really don't like using the mixed flesh tones, but I'm kind of in a pinch. And because this is just done for me, maybe I'll put this up for sale as well. Just trying to figure out what color I'm going to do her hair. Do you guys worry about archival paper and non-yellowing paints, or do all the manufacturers basically do what they can? That's a good question. I think the paper is going to be fine. It depends where you're going to put it. And it's okay. So I don't really worry about it, especially when it comes to something like this. Is that right? I only care about the paints and gouache. Once somebody takes it, hopefully they'll put it in a place that's not being hit by light. I don't know what the light fastness to these Artezas is. If it's, I mean, I'm not that much of a scientist about it. I don't care too much. Honestly, it is what it is. But we're in a day and age, my dude, that seeing stuff degrade and age is really, it's more of a turn on. And that's not really the right word for it, but it's more of a turn on to see something aged gracefully. I have artist editions of certain books that you can see the yellowing of the whiteout, and you can begin to see all the processes, man. And That stuff is cool. So I'm not sure. That's a good question. Like, it wouldn't bother me if I bought something new. Then yes, hopefully it's protected. But then when you buy something new, it's probably a print, unless you know the artist for sure, for sure. So. No, what was it? There was years ago this woman who claimed to be a she what is it that she did? She ruined a portrait of Jesus and then tried to paint over it. Oh, brother, I don't. It wasn't the Last Supper. If we're talking about the same event, but yeah, bro, she ruined it. I'm always afraid when I varnish my stuff, and I don't use varnish. I use a wax. I use a wax medium. Where is it? I used it the other day. I use this. It's a little dirty because I used it recently. And once it dries, it creates a really cool waterproof varnish. And you can... Alright, what color is this? You can... I wouldn't sand it, but they say you can sand it. I don't know why that light blue is dead in the tube. It's just annoying. I don't know how much shade I'm going to put her in, but... And that might be too much. I'm going to have to work with that. Pigments should hold color better being crushed rocks than dye would. Yeah, or crushed rustful red. Yeah. Dude, you're getting super technical, man. I just want to paint. I should, I think I'm in the transition period of hobbyist to professional, and I think once that transition, oh my lord, happens, then I think we're gonna be all right. Varuner, I am having a very good day. How are you? You restored furniture for 10 years? You're an artist, bro. Don't say you aren't. Oh, brother, I hope I didn't ruin this Breathless Mahoney. Veterinary, yes. I commented on it. The perspective one of you sitting down and I think the other one was a kitchen scene. And I asked about the sketchbook with the dots, if it's helpful to you. I've considered getting those. I just never. I have so many sketchbooks. I couldn't make myself get another. Yeah. Who's a rat? You dirty rats. And tasteful, right? Tasteful. That's the type of stuff that I'm always looking for. That if I can draw something or paint something, you already read my mind. I'm thinking of all of those scenarios from old movies where that comes up, that line, or that, because it's so iconic. So how do you convey that? So I appreciate you brought it up, because that was the goal, my friend. I'm gonna add some white to this. Where is my palette knife? Werner says I mainly buy the book for journal activity. Cool, but I ended up drawing in it. It's still cool. You don't know, maybe I think it's for perspective drawings. I can't remember why, but or for grammar. Those books. Look how dry. My room is so dry. I just added these paints. I might need a wet palette. Maybe I can add that in my Ko-fi request. See if my fans will help me out. No, man, that's super random. No, I have not dropped cookie crumbs on my paintings. That's super. That's funny though. Do you hide any in the furniture you restore? See, the thing with this smooth paper is as I'm painting, I'm pulling up the lower layers and I'm not painting anymore. I'm basically cleaning up, and that is annoying. So I'm gonna have to come back on some of this stuff. But because it's so dry here, I'm constantly having to schmoisen my brushes, and it's becoming counterproductive. I want that smoky eye. I'm just gonna have to let it sit. That's too much. No Cookie Crisp. Dude, I love Cookies Crisp shouldn't be a cereal. It's just milk and cookies for breakfast. But I'm not complaining. I love me some Cookie Crisp. I've been watching a lot of I've been saying this for like 2 weeks. A lot of use your words, Mel. Portrait Artist of the Year competitions on Amazon. And I noticed that a lot of the work is on a flick of the wrist, and everyone. And that's what I'm trying to convey on on this painting here. I want to let the brush create the texture and not cookies. I've been watching I've been adding landscape artists of the year now to my viewing studies. And those are cool too. I have a love for comic book stuff, so watching those things that are counter really does help. And it adds a level to me, I guess, to what I'm trying to do. And I'm sure I'm not the first one to blend styles or anything like that. She looks so sad. I kind of like that storytelling element of it. I really wish everything wasn't so damn dry, though. Can you draw and sell any character? Well, okay. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty. Can I sell this painting? Yes. Can I create prints and sell them in bulk? I might get in trouble. I don't think Dick Tracy is public domain. All right, so can you create derivatives? Maybe. And can you hide it from the haters? Because it won't be the collectors to call you out. It'll be the haters that will. So you have to be careful. I have to be careful. So it would have to be, in this case, it would have to be one and done. Into Spooderman? Yeah. Well, that's, because it's one and done, and it's fan art, I think I should be okay. I think. We'll find out when you hear a local artist gets yoked up by selling Spider-Man art at a comic book store. It really is touching. I used to have a Redbubble store. Or, yeah, I'll call it a store. And I would do this. I would sell my sketches. And I guess this is where you get in trouble. If the images that I was selling were studies or copies of the original art in my style, or they looked just like the art. Those got flagged, and I understood. I'm like, okay, I get it. But when I was creating my own original art of those same characters, I was still getting flagged. But I think that's the haters. As if. This thing is so dry right now. Well, and she's really dark. Maybe I can add some of this blue. And there's a YouTuber by the name of Omer Glitch, a YouTube friend of mine. You can check out his channel. Good Lord, bud. What are you using to restore the furniture? 'Cause I think it's catching up to you. He's doing fan stuff, so. I'm overworking such a small piece of this painting because I don't know why. This is the same type of issue I was having when I was painting Supergirl. I may not be using the right brush. Where's my mini filbert? But you know what? I'm in the overthinking phase. It's okay, honestly, that it looks like this. And I should know this. No, I can't find my brush. Alright, I'm gonna try this filbert. I guess there was red on this. That's what happens when you don't clean your brushes. Because I'm doing I have a weird tendency to try to smooth out the flesh on female figures. So I can't get away from doing this piece, but I think it's gonna work out very good. It's gonna come out gooder than I am expecting. Just gotta trust it. Plus everything's so freaking dry. And I really do not want to use more water than I need, because all that's going to do is make me start from the beginning. I love this brush. When it does what I want it to do. I apologize if I get quiet. Your boy's over here just like concentrating like nobody's business. Baronair, I don't normally have an exact time of when I go live. I have been kind of consistent with this 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time slot. And lately I've been adding an afternoon one around 3 or 4 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard, obviously. So I apologize. There's a lot of stuff going on that requires my attention, so I can't be completely what's the word, consistent with that time. So I really apologize that the times are kind of hard to catch. I do appreciate you. I know you was here with me last week, so I appreciate you. A lot of that's going to be changing, hopefully. A lot of that is going to be changing to more consistent time, and when that happens, I think it'll be a good thing. One, because it'll show that things are moving in the right direction for me and this channel and for Arts of the Round Table. So right now, 10 a.m. I'll be here again tomorrow morning, my morning, at 10 a.m. And I'll probably be here on Thursday, 10 a.m. I got a lot of stuff to do and take care of, so. Alright. I'm going to see if I can smooth out some of this stuff here. So I'm just going to use a damp brush. Yes, I usually go around. You'll see me a lot more often during the day around this time than you would in the afternoon. I tried I try to be a bit more consistent and let people know on my posts on YouTube, but that doesn't always happen. So again, I apologize. Well, and good luck with your studies. Thank you for swinging by. I appreciate you. Talk to you later. I messed up the forehead. Telling you, painting the fairer sex is very difficult. I should step away from this part of the painting right now because I feel like I'm going to ruin it. But I also like the challenge of moving forward and messing it up and fixing it if possible. Everything is a learning experience, so all right. I think this is all going to depend on what I do for her suit. For her gown. I think all I did was remove paint. All right. Let's get a little looser here. I want it to look see-through, so I'm going to use some of this. Same skin tone, I'm just going to do a little bit lighter. Some of this blue here. I don't know if that's going to translate. I think the hardest thing is because I didn't really establish a proper tune. I don't know why that happened that way. Why it came out that way. Or it might translate. Just adding what I think will give it texture. Try to get rid of those, some of those black lines that are so harsh. I don't know how much I'm gonna. That's probably gonna. I'm doing too much of this on the fly and on a whim. So although it's fun, I am going to definitely be painting myself, pun intended, into a corner. How much I want to carry a certain look or style. Alright, now we need a bit of dark blue. Purple. I am super duper surprised how just dry everything is here in my room. Of course I did. What's going on, Saboteur? How you doing, brother? I'm gonna grab some metallic paints later and give all this that beautiful glitter we're looking for here on her skin and everything. I'm gonna use my round brush. Happy Monday, bro. Happy re-entry Monday. I hope you're doing good, man. I hope you're doing all right. I see you feeding breakfast to Skynet. So that you can turn on us when the machines take over. Nichols Art, thank you for joining me, man. I'm sorry, I missed some of it. Yeah, man, I have to, I really have to, work on my timing, honestly. I'm like missing stuff. Where the hell are my brushes? Oh, wow. But thank you, man. And I appreciate you if you do actually go to the rewatch. I'm trying to move ahead pretty quickly on this. Even though this took me a lot longer today than I expected. This especially. One, it should, because Breathless Mahoney is beautiful and I'm trying to paint her beautifully. But I may have overworked on certain pieces, but I'm letting it dry so I can go over it on some other layers. But besides that, besides the nerdy stuff, man, I hope you had a nice weekend. I hope you're doing well. I hope you all are doing well. And yeah, man, it's that's it, really. I'm really happy you guys are hanging out. I need to do better at these announcements, I think. I don't like that blue there. I want to give it a lighter color. I'm gonna put my patented flick of the paint right here on her shoulder. To emphasize how she glimmers and shimmers, and I think she's more than just a damsel. Linko's mines as well. I don't I am actually currently unemployed, but my work schedule, my live stream schedule is fluctuates like this because I help my son get to work until he gets his stuff together and gets his car and becomes a bit more independent, which he will be. Fantastic kid. The young man. So there's something about that shoulder blade. Anyway, rest assured, if anything, 10 a.m. usually seems to be my my stream schedule, my first of the first of the day, and I am going to be trying to do 2 a day as much as I can, while I can. Especially this week because I gotta stay busy. I got so many of these paintings and drawings to do and finish. I don't want to cover her mouth so much. I feel like I'm losing that eyebrow. I think that looks okay. I ain't gonna lie, I winged it with this piece right here, and it looks nice. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but yas in that. All right, this isn't the brush for it. I need a stiffer brush. But yeah, I've just been toiling along. I did some work on the background because it was a little bit too shiny, adding black and blue here. Because my big boy Capri here is going to be flesh tone mostly on this side of the face, and then it's going to be a ominous cold blue on the left. So it kind of like I can never say this word right. The juxtaposition. The juxtapositioning, compositionally, it should look pretty good against the hot orange from Dick Tracy's face and the cold, heartless blue on big boy Capri. Caprice? Capri. Big boy. I feel like I'm not getting dark enough on some of these tones, but I just need the base. I'm sorry if it's too far. If you guys can't see, let me know. I can zoom in, but it may mess up with the quality, but I'll do whatever you guys want. I'm gonna use that color for the eyebrow, but I'm gonna go a little bit darker. I think maybe what's messing with me is that she doesn't have lipstick. Let's make that happen. In a future live stream, future video, I'm gonna be hosting like a draw along over the weekend. What's up, Omer? How you doing, brother? I did some comic book hunting, man. It was so cool. I was looking for the comic book that put me in this road of comic book love and artwork. And I was able to find it. It's not that it's rare, but it's this one here. So I went back. Are they called back bins? No, back issues. Back issue hunting. I found this. I have X-Men. Let me get it out because I can't speak. X-Men Essentials Volume 6, and I bought that collection simply for the final issue in there, which is this issue, because I wanted to see it in black and white, and it just opened up the floodgates of memories and really good memories, and I came to realize that this was the issue. This was the one book that I saw when I was a kid. I was 7, 8 years old, probably 7, 8 years old. My cousin had this. My cousin collected books. He's a little bit older than I am. He had this issue. He had other issues. He had a bunch of other comics. He wasn't a collector. He just had them. He's a teenage boy. We all had comic books as a teenage boy. He had some Blue Demon or Blue Devil, I can't remember, from DC. He had some Legionnaire issues that were trash to me. I didn't care for those. He had Batman Death in the Family. He had the issue, the one of Joker putting the beans on Jason Todd. And he had this one. And this one always called back to me more than the Robin one. You gotta understand, at 7 years old, I only knew Batman as Adam West. It was cute, man. It was silly. It was a living cartoon. And for some reason, like, I was thinking back about it, I wasn't as broken for Jason Todd. I didn't have that type of I didn't care. That's kind of a hard thing to say. I didn't care. No, not the Killing Joke. Death in the Family, where Jason Todd finds his mother. I don't even remember if she was his mother or a paid actress. I can't remember. I recall. Anyway. The one thing from that issue that Batman issue, that bothered me the most, more than Robin getting killed. Okay, this is how skewed my head was. Batman is fighting Ra's al Ghul in the desert, and he doesn't have his shirt on. So it's Bruce Wayne shirtless with his Batman cowl, and I'm like, I just remember going, that's stupid. I'm so, it just kind of like, I'm thinking about it, makes me laugh. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Anyway, he had this book. I didn't know the characters. I didn't know who these people were. This was just so visceral for me. And it's not the best. It really isn't. But I didn't know the characters. I didn't know. I guarantee you I didn't know how to say Psylocke. How to pronounce it. I didn't care. It was just like, what is this? And it's such like, it's like in it says, after rereading the issues, right after the Morlocks get slaughtered by the Marauders, freaking Thor used lightning to burn the remains of the Morlocks to give them a proper burial. I thought that was, anyway, after reading it. I'm waxing poetic now because I read it recently. Anyway, who is the artist? Yes, Alan Davis and Paul Neary as the inker. But where am I? Oh, anyway. I just remember picking this up and going through it. I didn't know who Rogue was. I didn't know who Psylocke was. I didn't know who any of these. Who is this? Who's this weird? The New Mutants, like. I had no idea why Magneto was. I didn't know anything about him. But I must have gone through this book hundreds of times just looking at it. I don't remember if I read any of it. At 7, I'm pretty sure I didn't read any of it. And but there's this sequence here. There's a few that stood out to me. Where is it? It's later on. Sabretooth assaulting Rogue. Was amazing to me. Just this read to me. I'm a movie nerd. I read this like a horror movie. He was stalking these people. Sabretooth was. He's like brutalizing women at 7. A kid who with 2 sisters and a single mom. I'm like that, that bastard. And they were kicking ass, trying to. And the Rogue got porked. Psylocke, this woman in a beautiful pink suit, fighting back, chucking frickin' dumbbells. And yeah, man, I was able to. I didn't think I was gonna go after it. I had the essentials, and that kind of like tied me over. But then I'm like, no, man. Seb, the newsprint here. When you talk about nostalgia, it smells exactly what I remember it as. There's a sequence here of Wolverine and Sabretooth. There's several pages of them fighting, going back and forth, which is dope. But this right here. Wow. Psylocke coming into her own. I'm about to, she is strengthening herself and trying to prove herself to the X-Men. She's floating. It's just so powerful. But this, biting him, stabbing him through the shoulder. I'm sorry if I'm waxing poetic. I'm just like Little Mel, man, is when I reread it in black and white, I was like, I gotta get it. Excuse me. I'm not crying. You're crying. No, but I love it. And this was the one. And I only bring it up because I get asked a lot on the streams from young people or young artists, and oh, which one's your favorite? What's your favorite? This? Who's your favorite character? And I hate to say sometimes that it's Wolverine because it really isn't. But the fact that he's in the issue and Sabretooth are in the issue of what propelled me into this love of comics and artwork. It's interesting. And my cousin was he wasn't an artist in the natural sense. He was really good at copying art, not tracing. He would look at that issue and he would draw it almost one for one, even bigger to scale and even larger. He had that ability to do it. I thought it was amazing. It was magic to me. And being his little cousin, you know what I would ask all the time? Can you draw that for me? Can you draw that for me? Can you draw that for me? And he said some the most important sentence ever to me. There are many, but in you guys watch me brutalize my comic. He said, after being tired of hearing me ask him for it, draw that for me, draw it for me. Do it yourself. Draw it yourself. And I didn't take it as a rebuff. I didn't take it as a leave me alone, which is what he meant it as. Leave me alone. You do it yourself. I took it as I can do that. I can do that. And that's how it started. That's how it started. Not very romantic. I get it. But that's how it started. Do it yourself. And it's been that ever since, man. Ever since. And 40 years ago. Oh, brother. Anyway. So I share that because I think that's pretty cool, man. Something such a small thing from way back when, and yesterday I was watching Rob Norton on his live stream, and I asked him that question. Hey, do you remember the book? You have a good one, Omar. I appreciate you swinging through, man. And he couldn't quite remember, but that's fine. He remembered it was an X-Men book. Or an event. It was the Dark Phoenix event that brought him there. But it's just something interesting about memories. Memories to me, the older we get, are kind of like Rolodexes in our minds, right? Something comes up, something is triggered, and our mind basically starts shuffling Rolodexes of memories. And in time, because of time, our memories become redacted files. We may not remember what year, we may not remember where, what place, who you was with, what you was wearing, and those pieces of my memory are redacted. I don't remember what the hell I was wearing. I've looked at 1,000,000 times that comic. I'm sure it was in my cousin's house. Obviously, it was his comic. I know where. in the Ruggles projects in Boston. But it's just amazing how that small memory, that small event creates that. You know the scene in Ratatouille when the critic takes a bite of the ratatouille and his world just transitions to when he was a kid? That happens. And the stuff that we do, we shouldn't take for granted. This is silly stuff. In the grand scheme of all of this is silly stuff. But drawing this Dick Tracy, I've had people go, "Who is that?" And I hope my answers to them and the passion that we have as artists and creators when we share these stories creates that card, that memory Rolodex in them, and go, ah. And if they don't like Dick Tracy, or they don't know who that is, they'll recognize, that looks like my boy Lawrence, because I love Dick Tracy. And then it reminded him of Green Hornet, and so on and so on and so on. Anyway, thought I'd share that. With no clear ending to that story, but yeah. Sabo here says, baddest issue of X-Men, hell yeah. The artist was Alan Davis with Mark Farmer. No, not Mark Farmer, Paul Neary. Yes, that smell. Later to dudes from Omer. I appreciate you, man, again. Where's my stuff? I know you're gone. And I'm kidding, bro. When you can. But yeah, I gotta have my collection of Omer glazed art, man, in my studio. The frick, man. I'm kidding. I know things is happening. So no rush, brother. Do what you gotta do. I ain't going nowhere. On the right hand side, Linkozar says his first comic book was The Max. He was a bit older. No one had comic books where I grew up, so I found them later in your 20s. The Max, huh? That was your first comic book. Yeah, that's cool. But if you're a creator or an artist, is that the one that said, yeah, man, that's what I want to do? And you're right. That was the very best thing he did for me. Now we can get into arguments, because he'll say something out of his face, like, I taught you everything you know. And I'm like, you didn't. You never helped me. You never helped me. I taught him everything you know, and then we'll fight about, like, bruh, no, you didn't. But he did. That's my homie. That's my dude. So, my cousin Rob. Love you, Rob. Love you, Rob. It was really cool later in life. Like I said, he wouldn't be able to draw from memory. He was an amazing copier. He used to do, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Like, he was, his hand-eye coordinating to be able to do stuff like that was second to none. With me growing up around him, second to none. And I remember years later grabbing a piece of paper in front of him while we're talking and be like, this is for you. And I drew something out of memory. I can't remember. I can't tell you. It probably was a Wolverine or a Spider-Man or something. And I'll always be grateful for that. was a butthead for not drawing stuff for me. But I'm trying to remember. He must have done so much. He must have drawn so much stuff for me. Uh, to the point it was like, dude, do it yourself. Get away from me. And my innocent mind, right? You think I can do it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. You're good. Yeah. Here's a piece of paper. Do it. You do it. You really think so? Yeah. He must have sounded like a foghorn leghorn, you know? Get out of here, kid. You bother me. You're right, bud. The best thing he could have done for me. No. Dude, you must have been bummed. I don't know if you continue to collect, but to have that be your first comic, Linko, uh, to hear the passing of Sam Keith, man. I felt that way with after the fact about Chris Claremont. He did pass away, right? I don't want to. I think he did. These people shaped all of these stories for us. I want to do his line art with brown, or at least a mix of it, because yeah, man. Frank Frazetta, who was it? I saw the movie. Yeah, dude. Fire and Ice. I love Fire. I have. Wepa. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. Yeah, Fire and Ice. I have. I feel like this needs to be darker. Uh, I have the DVD of that, of Fire and Ice, and I have it on digital. But I bought it on DVD because it has the documentary of how we made it. And then a bunch of. They were what they were, but. I never got to grow up seeing his stuff in the wild like that. Frazetta stuff. And if we. If and if. You like that? If and if we. Even if we did, we wouldn't recognize them as Frazetta work. For instance, his movie covers. Right? They did a few movie covers, movie posters covers. Gravy. Is that dark enough? Yeah, it should be good. What amazed me the most about Frazetta, man, is he learning to adapt painting with his left hand after he had that stroke that ruined his ability to paint with his right hand. That to me, man, I'm like, whew. Your art style is different from comic book art, but I love all types. Yeah, man. I thought it was gonna be all comic book art for me until I went to school. Even though I went to college for graphic design, and I really went to well, the let me rephrase that. the the diploma says graphic design and communication. Um, I went because it was near the dot-com boom, and I wanted to do computer art, CGI stuff. I just saw Pixar, Toy Story, and I think it actually came out during my schooling. I went for animation. Never really did anything with it. Anyway, the best thing they did for me was teach me and show us the history. And I fell in love with the masters. But I didn't get to, a lot of the stuff that I fall into is always after the fact. It's kind of annoying. So my artwork has changed. I draw more in the traditional comic book style. My proportions are very comic booky. But I don't wanna I don't wanna paint that way because I think it'll and I'm not putting myself in his league. It'll make people think of Alex Ross. I think people immediately think of Alex Ross when they think of comic book art that's painted. And I think to be confused with as Alex Ross would be a friggin' huge accomplishment, and just in terms of compliments. But I'm constantly trying to elevate my artwork with the stuff that I enjoy. And right now I'm going in on old school pulp stuff, so and noir and shadowy stuff. And what's your art style, if you don't mind me asking? What do you like to do, man? I need to open up my Hemi and get my oranges in there because I feel like I'm not doing anything but noodling. And I really gotta start getting in here. Yeah, man, I hear you about art school. I came out of there with a different appreciation for other things than what I went to school for. Ooh, oil paint. About that. I'm thinking of that being my next transition, but it won't be for quite some time. There's a painter, man. If you get an opportunity to check out his live streams, it usually comes on a Sunday. So it depends on what your schedule is on weekends. I don't stream or do anything like that on the weekends, but I will stream hop. If I have an open window, I'll jump on and support the peoples. Lead Goldberg, if you get an opportunity. Leeahd. That dude's good. And he's currently doing a series of paintings based on, I forget the Japanese artist, but it's the, I wish I could remember. It's the art of repair, where you would, let's say if a jar or something had broken, and you repair it, and you put a gold seam, or you put a gold adhesive to put it all together. He's been doing that. Ooh, love me the biblical art, my bud. Ooh, Nelly. Yes, that's cool. Surreal art and biblical art. That's dope. I'm getting all of this stuff out of my system, just because I know that there's certain things that God wants me to paint, and I don't mean like I don't want to make that sound weird, but what I feel. But yes, man. One of my favorite drawings, which I probably won't paint, is a painting of Samson, and I have a sketch of young David, facing Goliath, that I want to do. But yeah, man, that's cool. I like that. Surreal, oil painting, and biblical. Yeah. Yeah, took too much out. Yeah, if I can, where is my sketchbook? I'll show you the concept. I have a ton of reference for like Old Testament design and clothing and models. I don't want to base it on any actors or stuff like that, so I'm trying to very Mona Lisa this thing. If you know, you know. I have a ton of, not a ton. I have a book there on. I'm gonna grab that David sketch in a second. I'd love to show you. But I've been I have some pulp. It's called Pulp Power, And it's a great book when it comes to the history of Pope books and heroes like The Shadow and Doc Samson. And I'm trying to emulate those brush strokes, but I'm fighting the urge every chance I have to blend. I want to show those brush strokes and blend at the same time. Maybe I can develop a style that does both. Give me a second. Sorry, man. I need to organize my stuff better. Oh, Lord. Man, my fault. That was annoying. I every time I say to myself, you're gonna put this someplace and you're not gonna lose it, or you're gonna put this here so that you can find it easily, it goes into a void. I'm gonna let this dry up a bit because it's I think I need to add some line work. I lost his eyes. I need to add some of that. So anyway, and that's easy peasy. So I had to look for these. So if you're still there, I'll show you the initial sketch for David. Oh, Lord. All right. This came out good, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to be doing a bunch of Spider-Man villains. Craven came out trash. Venom came out great. Electro came out meh. Where are you? That was kind of like the beginning. My ballpoint sketch of Virgin Mary. Little self-portrait. Oh, brother. Another self-portrait. Another self. I should have this as my logo. Now I won't find it. Sorry. I had a hard time trying to think of how to spell like a cowboy spitting. I just put T and 3 S's. Some ballpoint boxer damage. Dude, Ike's design. If you get a chance, check out Ike's design. He's an amazing ballpoint artist. Ink artist. Foot. Miles Bob Ross. I know it's in here. The ballpoint study. This was the beginning of, where the hell? Oh, there it is. Kind of like the building of the composition of what I saw. I wanted to be in the eyes. And this was the initial sketch. And of course, Lionel. This paper is not very good for pencil, but it's really good for ballpoint. And this was my first trying to do stone texture. This is still gouache. This thing helped me in a bunch of different studies. Okay, so that was that. That David. Oh, thanks, man. Put David on the side here. The thing was that I drew it on a page, on a back page, and then early on I had a habit of taping the sides of these sketchbooks because I didn't want to take them out. So I would tape them, and it would work like the Archer's books, and I can draw ink and paint right over it without having to worry about the pages buckling. Some old studies. I really wanted to finish this book. I should paint this one. It's already been sprayed. I might have to put some gesso on it. But this was then the second study I did for David. So the next thing I got to do is find the right color. And I kind of like how very little in detail it has, but there's so much. I'm sorry, I mean, there's so much there. And I drew this. I wish I would have dated it. It might be in a photo somewhere. It has been earwigging me. It's been calling me to do it. I like how very comic book style it is. Not comic book, almost like an animated still frame. But this would be really cool if I can paint it with the rough brush strokes that I have there that I've been trying to develop. What do I got in here? Ooh, some creepy stuff. Hey, see, I would tape them, and I've had to undo these because I thought this was the beginning sketches of a pair of characters that I have for a short story that I wanted to create. It's already been written. I just wanted to simplify my characters because when I first drew them, they were really detailed. And I was using reference, so I wanted to try to break it down. It's a mistletoe and holly. It's a Christmas story. I enjoy using the negative space, the white paper as negative space. And just letting the ink flow. I think I did this in February of last year. This has a sprayed fixative at the end of it, and it held up pretty good. I love that gambit. Big old nose. All right, let's get back. What have I been on here? 2.5? All right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do this. I have some other ideas that I want to do. It's just putting the time in, man. Putting the work in and getting it done. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I think I'm going to give her a very similar color tone, like the blue here, because she is kind of not good or bad. I think that would help. He's bad, so he's gonna have some blue on his right side. It'll transition to a little bit of this light white hair into her nightgown. All right, let's do that. I have all the dirty colors still on my palette. I'm gonna try to knock some of this stuff out. Oh no, I didn't clean my brush. I just made it green. I'm gonna have to clean it. My cat's going nuts. So I didn't clean my brush. It must have had still some of that orange. So I turned that blue green. Yeah, so I'm just gonna wet. It's one of the benefits of using gouache. Bam! Make sure my brush is clean. gonna go with the light blue, like I said, and white. So I'm gonna use this for shadows. Hope it works. She's a blue, what is it? A blue hair from Florida. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. So much stuff that we draw, we just kind of like put aside and not care so much for it. All right, now. I'm just gonna use pure white and let it blend in where it wants to. So I think the reason why I've been stalling on that David especially is because I want to be respectful. And choose the right colors. I don't want to westernize it. I want it to feel authentic to me, and it just, you know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. Even though it's a passion piece, I just want to be respectful. You struggle with what, my bud? Yo, I haven't eaten anything. My guts is ground. All right, we getting there. If I don't finish, I'm probably gonna be off here in a few minutes. I should be off right now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let this sit, and I'm gonna come back this afternoon to finish it. Maybe around 3, no, 3, not 3, around 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That way I can probably start on Big Boy, and then maybe I can finish it tomorrow morning. And I could put this to the side and start my next piece because I need to get something done by Friday. That Spider-Man piece that I have there, I need to finish it by Friday. Alright, she got her hair. I'm going to add some shadow. So, that said, I'm going to finish these brush strokes. I'm going to put the music on to play me out. Landon Hubert, great timing, brother. I'm about to step out. But thank you, man. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. I'm sorry I missed you on over the weekend. I did catch some of it after the fact. Love the character, man. But like I said, I will be back later on today. Hopefully, God willing. But that is the plan. But yeah, top of the mirror into you. Yeah, I'm assuming that's how you wrote it. So I have to reply that way. This is difficult to try to... One second. Bless you. But yes, gents, I appreciate you. I'm going to let the music play out a little bit. I'm going to finish up tidying up. And if you subscribe, check out the notifications. And if I'm on, you'll see that come on later on today. But other than that, I really appreciate everybody that came through and hung out. Watched me put in this thing and wax all poetic on comic books. We'll get back to doing that. And the love of art, man, and be good to each other. That's really it. That's the most important thing I can leave you guys with. Is that, man? Just be good. And there was one last thing I wanted to share, and I don't want it to turn into that, but I just want to let you guys know. On my title, I have Matthew 5:14. Very simply, you are the light of the world. God bless you. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. So if you're an artist, if you're a creator, put your stuff out there. Let people see your light. Don't hide it. Share it. And also that is also not only that I feel like it's referring to us as creators and peoples. It also refers to our Lord and Savior. So with that, thank you guys. God bless you. Love you, mean it. This is Art of the Round Table. My name is Mello, and I will see you guys in a few. Enjoy you later. Bye-bye.